Hello again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS.
Favorite time of the week, but not for the Raiders, Chargers, or Chiefs. So grab your brews and your fantasy league. We got that blue and orange blood that you bleed. The most loyal fans there ever could be. We are that mile high Broncos country.
Orange Weekly. Fans, brews, and Broncos news.
Hey, welcome Broncos country. It's Raiders week. We're here with the crew, the Orange Weekly crew, ready to break down this Raiders game. Please start posting questions, comments, concerns you have as the Las Vegas Raiders. If you listen to the pregame podcast, we're coming up with a new drinking game called Every Time Jared Calls Them Oakland, You Drink.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
alert, yeah. You will not make it through that podcast.
I will not recommend drinking hard liquor through that one. So here we are. Vegas is in Denver. Vegas is in Denver. First of all, let's go around the room. John, Ayla, David, thank you guys so much. This is going to be awesome. Let's go around the room. First impressions with the Raiders coming into Denver. What are your first impressions of this game?
Just got to avoid that trap. And, you know, we talk about it as a trap, and not so much that, like, the Raiders have been bad all year and we have to avoid being a letdown by playing them, as just they've been crazy this week. Like, the league's top story, everybody knows John Gruden out as coach there.
More like John Rudin.
Ooh,
got him.
Ayla's going to have some dunks on John Gruden today, and I am here for it. Anyway,
I'm done. Gotta go.
Thanks for joining us, Ayla.
So just avoiding that expectation of, oh, this team is in disarray right now. They must be right for the picking. Like, you can't underestimate the Raiders. You can't take this game for granted. You've got to show up and assume that they're going to be well coached and ready to play.
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
You got some bling. You got some bling on down there, Ayla? What do you got? What is going on right now?
Oh yeah, no, it gets too chingy with the bling blingy, and so I tucked it in my thingy. You guys, why am I even here? I'm done for the day. Seriously, for the second time, I'm out of here.
Ayla said
we're happy
already. It's amazing.
Do you think this could really be?
They're set up. They're always hungry to beat us. It's a fucking Raiders. This has been a great rivalry forever. Shanahan set it up a long time ago. You know, they kicked him out and thought he couldn't do anything, and we've been whipping their ass for a long time. But they think they have it all together this year, which is kind of true. And I'm a little nervous. I'm always nervous against the Raiders. A little sad. Rest in peace, Big Rob. It was the only Raiders fan I could ever watch a game with. And if he's behind their back today, we're fucked. But, good thing is we're in Denver. So that is always home field advantage for us. Does miracles, like Mile High Magic, for real. I hope it shows up today.
Oh, yeah. For real. But yeah, anytime Broncos Raiders are on, it's going to be a good game. I don't care what the records are. I don't care what's happened in the last week. Yes, Gruden's gone, but Broncos haven't been looking amazing the last 2 weeks. So I don't know if there is such thing as a trap game for the Broncos right now. They just need to show up. And if they don't, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. But I'm not as scared, I think, as nervous as Ayla is. I think the Broncos are going to show up today because it's the Raiders.
Do or die, It's do or die time.
It is.
Literally.
It
we have
really
to
is.
win
I think
this game.
the hot seat is on for everybody right now, and I think that's a big point. No, Kevin. So Kevin he's got season tickets apparently. Big baller over there. He's at the game right now. He's partying with Flagman, who you three got to party with last home game. And I'm a little sad
Scott
that
the
I haven't been
Flagman
able to party
is
with
super
Flagman
legit.
yet. Yeah, so
You gotta have if you haven't had a shot ski with Flagman, you haven't lived.
yeah. I've heard about the shot ski, John. How'd that go for you?
I mean, I was 2 feet off the ground because David was next to me. But aside from that,
I
it
know
was
we were like cell phone bars, just like Kevin was at the end. We had tall guy, John, me, Kev.
Just grow.
I love it.
Just be tall.
Just grow.
just be better.
So
wear,
yeah. So
wear
obviously,
better shoes, Kevin. No, he's having fun today at the tailgate.
Yeah.
Kevin's hanging out with ex-Bronco Ebenezer Ekman. That's
Yeah.
pretty badass.
Yes.
yeah, he sent us a couple pictures. We could probably throw on here a little bit later. Yeah. So getting into this game a little bit. Let's get into this game. So obviously, John Gruden was the play caller for that team. He's out. The offensive coordinator under John Gruden is taking the play calling duties. Greg Olson. Now, again, he said not that Greg Olson, a different
the other Greg Olson.
The other Greg Olson that you don't know about. He was really an offensive QA guy, so it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I think he knows the playbook. It's going to be interesting to see how the playbook gets called. And I said it on everything beforehand. Yes, it is a simple play calling, but again, they also have nothing to lose here. The head coach, the special teams coordinator, and the offensive coordinator, both in their new positions, they could really call whatever they want, and it's kind of a no loss for them. If they lose this game, it's like, okay, they've only had like 4 days of practice without John Gruden. If they win this game and they go big and they get some big plays, they look like geniuses. So really, they have nothing to lose. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Olson has been with Gruden ever since he got hired there in Las Vegas. So I wouldn't necessarily count on this as being like a simplified thing. You know, like I would expect it feels kind of like a Donatel Fangio thing where maybe they wouldn't call plays the same way, but I think Greg Olson knows how to call all the same plays as, you know, full playbook is in front of him this week.
They're professional coaches in the NFL. He knows the offense. He knows the playbook. Like it's not like this some scrub off the street that they're pulling up.
Yeah, I don't know that there's going to be anything to that necessarily. If that Raiders offense does come out looking flat, we can probably point to that as a reason.
Sure,
but yeah, I would think it's probably going to be pretty similar to what we've seen so far this season.
Right. I don't think that should be the end all for the game talk right now because, you know, if our play calling goes as it has been the last few weeks, the word predictable comes to mind and they're going to already know what we're fucking doing. Sorry for my F-bomb. They're already going to know what we're freaking doing. And it's just, you know, we have to change it up a little bit. There has to be something else going on right now because everybody can see it literally from a mile away. And I'm the worst when it comes to seeing plays and I can see it. So that tells you something. I'm like, oh, wow, I know what they're doing. And, you know, like, not to talk girls down a little bit, but like, if I know what's going on, that's pretty bad.
I honestly, what I think we talked about, I'm pretty sure they're listening to our podcast, listening to our shows, and they took the fact that we told them to run the ball more way too seriously. As we didn't throw our first last week, we didn't throw our first pass on a first or second down until like 2 minutes left in the first half. We didn't have a first down until like halfway through the second quarter, and we had points on the board before that even happened. So you're right. Our play calling really needs to be. If it's more of the same.
At the beginning of the game, I was like, we need a first down. We need a first down. We need a first down. You're like, I wasn't even thinking about points at that point. It was like, we need a first down. So let's get off to a good start this week. Let's change things up because maybe they'll think that we're predictable, but let's throw it. Let's change it up a little bit.
You got to do something different.
And we talked about it a little bit earlier, but we need to touch on it again. The Broncos could either end today in first place in the AFC West or tied for last in the AFC West, depending on, and it's all on them.
Well,
at this
Chargers
point.
Are getting whooped right now.
Chargers are getting demolished by the Ravens. The Chiefs are probably going to beat Washington, but they'll still be 3-3 if they do beat Washington. So yeah, the Broncos will be in sole possession of first place in the AFC West if they win this game. You just got to go take care of business.
That'd be huge, right?
Yeah.
And it's the first time we're playing an AFC West team. It's our first AFC West game. Going 1-0 in the division would just be a huge start at home in Denver. It makes for such a good story.
It's poetic.
But can we execute?
And they're in the navies, you guys. Like, I love the Navy.
Yes.
I know I'm the outfit person, but like there's some good juju about a Navy outfit. I'd love it. Navy blue. Let's do it.
If the Chiefs do win today, it's not a convincing win at the moment. So they're looking less and less scary every week this season.
It's true,
Yeah, which is weird.
It's very weird. I don't know.
Pat Mahomes already has 8 interceptions this season, which
they had 3 in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
That's rough.
Yeah.
So Pat Shermer says that he's not changing our game plan. I don't know if he meant changing it from last week, because I think that was a point of emphasis last week, that even Fangio during his post presser was like, I have no problem with the play calling. We just need to execute better. Apparently he's not changed the game plan. You'd like to hope that saying that out loud doesn't mean he's going to run on first and second down every time and then try to throw out of a 3rd and 8. But we'll see what happens. I really think we need to get Javonte Williams more involved, not just in the run game, just in general. We need to get him some screens, get him into open field. He can break 2 to 3 tackles every time he gets the ball. If we give him to him at a point where he only has to break 1 and he's gone, then it's a better position for us, right?
And he's got to be hungry for another touchdown, because doesn't that feel good in the NFL? Like, he got a taste of it. It's got to happen again. And it's just, that home game feeling. That was about the best thing that happened when we were there at the stadium. It was like his first touchdown. So like, let's do it again.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping this whole we're not going to switch up the game plan is just more coach speak, like we talked about with Vic. Talking about Shermer, saying, "Oh yeah, I have all the faith in the world. He's not going anywhere." Meanwhile, in the back of his head, he's like, "This is like make or break for him." I'm hoping Shermer just playing the game a little bit and saying, "Yeah, we're gonna do the exact same game plan, and it looks totally different because it's got to be different than the last 2 weeks."
Yeah. And again, so I want to point this out from the coaching standpoint. The first 3 games we played were all against coaches under 2 years in the NFL. Last 2 games we played are both coaches who have been to or won a Super Bowl. Now we're playing against an interim head coach who's not been a head coach ever. Maybe we get there, right?
Hey, I like that. Statism.
Statism. Yes. Excellent statism,
yes.
Jared.
That's a new one, yeah. So
good one, Jared. No,
right,
because it's something to bring up, because that's the whole, that's from the top down. And we mentioned it before. Why is there managers? Why is there coaches? Because you have to have a leader, because somebody needs to show you the way. It's not just done automatically unless you're Peyton Manning, which is very, very rare. So we'll see them either fall together or fall apart today. And hopefully it goes in our favor. It was a huge story. Man, everybody's been talking about it all week. A lot of polling opinions about the whole thing. I can tell you from sitting around with friends last night. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I bet.
People have something to say.
Well, don't they always?
Well, yes. Hence podcast.
Yeah.
Ultimately, all we know is that he's not coaching. He's not with the Raiders anymore. He's gone, and their first game is against us in Denver.
Denver.
Yep, absolutely. Now, what do you guys?
They're going to be wild today.
Yeah. I was going to say, how do you guys think that crowd's going to be real into it? Right? They better be.
They better.
Absolutely.
I mean, the tailgating alone has looked so pumped up. You guys, they are on it.
Now, what do you guys think? We got a question about Mike Boone, and they haven't really. He was on the field last week. I know he was active. Played some special team snaps. Didn't get an offensive snap. Do you guys think that changes this week, or do you think they're sticking with that Gordon Williams rotation? Gordon missed some practice time this week. Do you think we see any Boone at all on the offense?
I mean, what would be the idea? He's going to be the 3rd down back in passing plays?
I don't know. It's the kind of thing where it's not a question of Javonte Williams' skill as a blocker. It's just knowing sometimes where the blitz pickup is. And maybe if they trust Boone to do that a little more, maybe that is what we see. But Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Well, and aren't we to the point where people are looking at Javonte Williams as like so much more of a thing now? So they will have the better coverage with whenever he's in on anything. So if Boone's in there, it's kind of going to change things up because it's the unpredictableness because we don't know. It's like the unknown factor, which when you throw that in the NFL, not a lot of tape on a guy. They don't know what's going to happen. Those kind of things could come into play for sure. Javonte Williams, everybody's watching him now. I mean, he has been a factor. He has proven himself.
Yeah.
They know he's going to shake off dudes. They know if he gets the ball, he's gonna get yards. That dude is doing his thing. So could Boone be like throw him in and have that unpredictability factor?
Maybe. I think if we see Boone, it's only going to be for a couple of snaps. It's not going to be very often. What I would like to see is Javonte Williams getting a majority of the plays at running back and not a 50-50 share. So let's see if that happens finally.
Yeah, there you go.
I still love Melvin Gordon's soul and heart. He's really fun. He came in walking in today as Napoleon Dynamite in a costume. So he's got like this fun factor to him, which I always love because like I am always down for a costume. So still got a lot of heart with that guy. And I think he's really happy to be on the Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Give him 10 carries. Give Javonte Williams 15 carries. Boone, 1 or 2. I don't care.
10 receiving yards for Javonte Williams would also be really nice today, but let's.
Was that the
15? I think the line was 15.
Right?
There you go. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, 15 was the Rager.
Which I need to make that bet still.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ragers, if you guys aren't following Ragers and subscribing to Ragers, make sure you guys go. We have been struggling the last couple of weeks just with the Broncos, but we're actually doing pretty well overall. We're still playing very, very well, and we have a great couple lines for you this week. With that being said, as you guys know, we are with the Pigskin Podcast Network and DraftKings. You still have time to put $1 on the DraftKings Sportsbook on any NFL game this week, and you win $100 if any team scores. Either team. It doesn't matter what you put that $1 on. If any team scores, you get $100. And that 0-0 tie hasn't happened since 1943, so go get your free money right now. If Sportsbook is not available in your state, we won't leave you empty-handed. They have huge cash prizes and a free shot at millions of dollars with your first deposit for daily fantasy sports. Now, all I need you to do is go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the promo code TPPN down there, TPPN, throw down $1 on any NFL game and win $100 in free bets. If either team scores a point, that's promo code TPPN. There's only 2 P's there. And this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You must be 21 years or older. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit, $1 wager. 1 per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right.
So Jared,
do you ever go buy a fast food or a coffee out in the world? This is less than that. Go do it.
It is
like
$5.
It is way less than that. $5. You can't. They don't even do $5 footlongs anymore. Like you can't, it doesn't happen. But DraftKings is making this happen for people. Like, go do it. If your state allows it, make it happen for sure.
Absolutely.
Now, let me
Jared,
ask. Go ahead, John.
Yes, John.
Speaking of Ragers, what is your number one Rager this week? The one that's definitely going to hit, in your opinion?
So that we just talked about Javonte Williams. I took all 3 of Javonte Williams' lines. That's over. I think it's up to. It moved up since we recorded. So if you're just now jumping on there, the line was originally I think 46. Now it's up to 53.
53
yards for Javonte Williams. I have over 15 as his longest run, over 15 yards. And again, last week we did this. We took this bet. He made both those in one run. Yeah. And I have over receiving yards. I think he also has 15.5 receiving yards. So I took all of Javonte Williams. I think he has a huge game today. And it's just really hard. And if you listen to the Raiders podcast, we talk about this, but it's really hard to take the receiving lines on the outside because one day Cortland Sutton's having a big game. The other day Tim Patrick is. They have a very good cornerback. They have one very good cornerback, and who he lines up against is anybody's question. So who we target and who we decide to throw the ball to is really up in the air.
Okay. Did anybody? I know we don't like going backwards with these things, but just because it was Cortland Sutton's birthday, Do you think they tried to like give
No.
it to him a little bit?
I
No,
don't think so. I mean, he got open. He was open on except for the interception, but
They don't do
I
that.
thought they were.
They don't do birthday gimmies.
Maybe. I mean,
No.
I do.
yeah,
It's
these
your
guys are getting paid
birthday.
millions of dollars.
Here
That's
you
funny.
go.
Yeah, here's the ball.
It's your birthday.
However, I do feel like after the first couple like completions, Teddy Bridgewater started getting too comfortable with just targeting him. I will say that I don't think it was a birthday thing, and I think that interception showed
And
it.
Tim Patrick, they need. Oh God, that guy's money.
Yeah,
That guy is
well, he had a
so
good game
money.
too. He had a good game too.
Yeah, but
Good
like,
8
give
Niners.
it more. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
But remember, Casey Hayward is not a chump corner. Like
No,
he's
he's
a
not.
good cornerback.
He's
He's
a good
number
cornerback.
1 in Pro Football Focus. He's a good corner, which is something I don't think I've said about a Raiders corner in years. Like I gotta say, I don't think
I
I've said that
know.
about a Raiders corner in years. But so it really depends on what side of the ball he's lined up on. Everybody else, we could take advantage of all those matchups.
Yeah.
But that
Bye,
on Casey
David.
Hayward's side, we got to be a little bit questionable. Yeah, David rolled out on us, but
Jerk.
It's okay.
he has somewhere to be. I think he's driving to go somewhere to watch the game, so he just joined for a little bit and then he's on his way out. So
Wow. We appreciate you and all your tallness, football knowledge.
So the number one rager, according to Jared, is Devontae Williams. However way you want him.
however way you want him, absolutely. That's my number 1 rager. We also took the Broncos. It's just before the game, so make sure you guys are going and subscribing. I'll give you the ragers. We also took the Broncos, and we took McManus over 1.5 field goals. Again, that defense is pretty stout.
Like a good one.
Yeah, I mean McManus is McMoney for a reason. But you know what? They really bumped up with offseason Denzel Perryman. They signed Denzel Perryman and KJ Wright. Both those linebackers are playing pretty well in the red zone. I would not be surprised to see them step up and get a couple stops in the red zone. Plus, the way that our Broncos are playing in the red zone on third downs, the odds of us getting. I mean, McManus had more field goals than we had first downs last week. Like you got to take that into consideration, right?
I feel like we have more fourth down conversions than third down conversions. It's just like,
You're
okay,
right.
we're just gonna go for it because why not? And why and we're the talent on our team speaks volumes of why aren't they producing? I'm not sure. They were gelling, and now I feel like they're separating. They're oil and water. They're not at this point in time. But we can come back today. We can gel harder than ever. We've got our Orange Weekly Joe in patent progress. We're all gonna have camaraderie.
This
is
is
why
why all the
we
drinking
need
game
you.
words right now. That's why we can't make a drinking game about Ayla's words anymore. She knows.
Hey, look, this is why we need you on the post game if we ever have a bad game, because you just pick us up with your
Enthusiasm
You're
and
encouraging.
beautiful
Energy and
smile.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got a couple Kevs watching with the flag man. I'm sure he's probably getting ready to head into the stadium and grab a couple beers right now.
I tried to hook him up
Chargers-
with some of my friends that are there. Oh, Shane Mapes, yes.
Shane's out here.
Yes.
He's watching. He says the Chiefs and Chargers looking terrible. Thanks for watching,
super
Shane.
Fun. He's super fun. I'm all over I'm all about the social medias. Like I might not be good at real life things, but I love the social medias.
Yeah. Let's see.
injury wise, looking pretty good today, aside from everyone on IR. But Darby should be back. We already talked about Boone. Doesn't look like there's any big people missing. I know Gordon was questionable, but I think he's supposed to play, right? I haven't seen the actual injury.
No, he should be playing. I didn't see anything.
I haven't seen the final injury report. Normally they post
It
it.
should be out by now, which is interesting. But
This is why we're missing Kevin. He's always like with the screenshot and his bars and
I
the
know.
time and date that he sent it. But
I rarely miss
that
Kevin,
up.
but right now this is a situation where I miss Kevin. Kevin,
So-
if you're listening, give us the update.
So there was a couple of rest days for Vaughn, Alexander Johnson, and Bobby Massey, but those are just rest days. Yeah, Mike Purcell's playing.
And can we bring
That's huge.
him up? Like Alexander Johnson doesn't get enough credit and words. Dude is a beast. I mean, he calls himself the dinosaur. And I might not like his real life antics, but he can play some football.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. He is
Yeah, I think-
always
I
so
like
fun
Janet
to watch.
Johnson.
And even from last season, he rolled over. He turned into one of my favorite people to just watch on the field because he balls out, literally.
I
Dude is
continued this
so
from last
talented.
year. From last year to this year, he's the most underrated linebacker in the league by far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By far.
I think Pro Football Focus has him rated like number 5 linebacker so far this year.
Yeah,
So
Chris
that's
is saying he's this number 2, and whatever he's watching. Let's see, I got him as.
And
let me
you
pull
know
him up.
what? I think he's just on the up
Yep,
and
number
up
2.
because he's super hungry. As dinosaurs are, I guess. But on a football point, he just seems on it. Like, Von Miller is like all about, I'm gonna get that football. He says it all the time. He's like, I'm always after the football. I feel like Alexander Johnson's the same thing, but in a different body. I mean, but he's a beast, literally. I love him.
So this is
of
a
my
good transition.
favorites.
Let's talk about this a little bit because our defense struggled last week.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it be in the secondary, whether it be in the pass rush, which one is more important to you guys? Which one do you think? Do we need to be able to cover harder and get the interceptions, or do we need to be able to pressure Derek Carr this week here in an hour and a half? Which one's more important to you guys?
Hour and a half. We're like 45. We're like 45 minutes out.
Yeah, 45 minutes in a 40. Sorry, I'm on West Coast. Aloha time. Anyways,
Not a good
I
excuse.
think we have to pressure Derek Carr because that guy can't handle it. I mean, he doesn't turn into a diamond when he's got pressure. He'll falter. I think we have to just give it to him dirty right out of the chute and knock him off his feet, is my opinion.
That's a good opinion. As we all know, though, it all works in tandem, right? If you have good pass rush, your DBs are going to look a lot better. I will say this: I am more concerned about our pass rush than our DBs. We have the talent in the backfield or in the secondary for the defense, but our pass rushers have not showed up at all this year. And if they don't show up, then it makes the secondary's job way harder. So I would like to see more of the pass rush. If that's one thing we've had to emphasize, then it'd be the pass rush for me.
Well, why am I blanking on his name? Because he's kind of gone, Calvin. Oh fuck! And he's been showing up, and I think that's going to be the superhero. The Robin to Von Miller's Batman.
You talking about Reed?
Malik Reed.
No,
Who are you talking about, Ayla?
I know.
We got
Get
Kalen
out of here. I'll
Stearns. I
figure
think
it
someone
out.
mentioned Kalen Stearns earlier.
Stearns.
Yeah.
Stearns.
So,
See,
it seems
turned
what's
my
happening
K
is-
into an S, and it's just because
Yeah.
of this.
I heard
it's
Calvin
because
in there.
It's because of my.
I heard
I know.
Calvin.
I was thinking. Never mind. It was a terrible joke. No, Stearns. So I think he's going to be an unknown thing that comes to really work for us. I expect him to show up today, 100%, as Kevin would say.
100%. Yeah, no, what I've seen from Stearns is what we're doing is we're putting him in nickel and dime packages, and then he's blitzing a lot more. We're using him on blitzes a lot more.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned
He's
earlier, and I'll go
fast.
back and find the comment, talking about how he expects Stearns to be. Here we go. Who do you think is going to be the unsung hero of today's game?
There
Mine's
we
Stearns with a pick and a
go.
sack. Yeah.
Could be.
Yes,
I'm
Christopher. I'm on board with you, dude.
I think one thing I'm interested to see is with Darby back and playing, how does that adjust the flow for our secondary? And, does that take Stearns? Does that put one of those guys in place of Stearns if he's in coverage on that nickel and dime package?
Well, it depends on how much they have confidence in Fuller, and I think right now the general, again, public knowledge right now of Fuller is not good. I think first of all, Darby's going to come in normally, and this is one of those things, like you have Darren Waller as a tight end on the other side.
Yeah.
The reason we got a first round pick in Patrick Surtain was to cover tight ends because he's a big body and he could have the speed and the physicality to cover tight ends. But I just don't think our secondary is where it needs to be to have Darby and Fuller on the outside. I think it's going to be Surtain and Fuller, Surtain and Darby on the outside. Fuller's going to take a backup role / coming in at diamond nickel packages. Now, I do think that just to give Justin Simmons some time, I think Caden Stern's going to see a little bit of time in diamond nickel packages, but I don't see Fuller being a starter this week with Darby coming back.
Really? So that's interesting because
Fuller, because everybody was, calling to lynch Fuller for last week. I mean, everybody, that was just it. Fuller, coaching and Fuller was what everybody accredited our loss to.
But we also have Bryce Callahan in there for the nickel, and he's been playing well in that position. So is Fuller going from our number 1 to our number 4 cornerback this week?
Well,
yeah,
he took off that Miles hat. He took off the Miles head and he's doing his thing.
Well, yeah, he took. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about Kevin. Kevin for the longest time thought that he was Bryce Callahan.
I'm just pulling Kevin into the show because he's not here. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's acceptable.
Yeah, Fuller is a better slot, but if we're talking about slot corners, you're right. Bryce Callahan is the better. We talk about we have Bryce Callahan has our slot corner, and we have Fuller. So really, he's probably only going to come in on dime packages if that's the case, or to get some rest for some of these other guys on the outside if something happens. Injury happens.
He's like me, Jared, a dime package. All right, why am I even on?
I'm
here?
not with the list. Yes, that is so true, Ayla. You're right. He is the dime package.
I'll be right back.
Wink set it off. That would have been nothing without the wink.
We're just gonna get that's the next T-shirt is Ayla winking on a T-shirt and says I'm a dime package, or just like Kyle Fuller, I'm a dime package, something like that. So here's another question, John. Let's talk about this because I was super upset last week that we did not use. Alberto being out on IR is tough. Having 2 tight ends is obviously much better in double tight end sets, but we still have a dynamic tight end / the most underrated still tight end in the league, I think, as far as physicality goes, and we just aren't targeting him enough. I don't think we're taking advantage of the matchups that we have with Noah Fant. What are you thinking about using Noah Fant more than just trying to get him? I think the first time he was targeted was the 4th quarter last week. Yeah, which is for me is like you have this guy and you're not even looking his way.
Yeah.
How do we get Noah Fant into the game this week?
Better play calling. But yeah, I don't know where was he last week? Why didn't he show up? I'm really pissed because he's on my fantasy
Sutton's
team.
birthday, so they were going to him the whole freaking
that's
game.
Right. It wasn't his birthday last week. That was the problem.
It was his cake day. They're like, you're gonna get the ball the whole time. No, we've said that. Noah Fant, even I brought it up last year. It's just one of my favorite guys to watch. I totally think we've never utilized him enough. For his talent, size, and speed. And, I think they put him in there more for what he can do for other people, which is silly because give that guy the ball and he can make it happen. We have to utilize him more. And Jared, can you go in and start play calling? Because you understand it. You seem to get a little bit more.
I'm just waiting for the ball to drop on the offensive coordinator thing, and then I'm putting on the orange goggles, and I'm going in there. And we're going to have a great week of practice, and I'm going to be calling the plays. And it'll probably be a lot worse because I'm not an NFL play caller, nor know the playbook. So
so you're right where the records are.
It'll literally be like a high school style playbook that's like super limited and be like, just get the ball to this guy because they can't stop him. And then when they stop him, I'm like, all right, I'm out. Sorry, guys.
That's all you had.
That's all I got.
I'm out.
But hey, Fant was another one of those Ragers this week, over 43.5 yards.
Yep.
I took it.
Anytime. I feel like Ray always puts him in there.
It usually works.
Well, last year we lost twice on Fant last year. Like we bet him literally every single week, and we only lost twice. And this year has been no different, except for last week. Obviously, we just did not. But yeah, if he is under 45 yards, which consistently Vegas has put him under 45 yards. Yeah. If he's under 45 yards, you have to take Fant.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unless it was last week.
If they would actually give him the ball, he'd just do his thing. That guy, he's a huge specimen.
Besides Patrick and Sutton, who else are you going to throw to? Like, why is Fant not being thrown to more? What the hell?
Yeah, seriously.
Judy's out. Hamler's out. Throw it a fan.
Judy's almost
Yeah.
back, but
He's almost.
but
I'm just saying, like for now.
But he's like a gigantic human being with good hands,
Yeah.
and he's
And
a tight
speed.
end, which probably my favorite position because they can be more than one thing, which I think is amazing when it comes to NFL football because usually you're just doing one thing at a time. And this guy can block, he can take a short run, he can catch it, down the field. He's got it all. He's got it all.
What's your second favorite?
Position? Punter.
We went from one of the most difficult positions in the.
I was just trying to think of the funniest thing I could say, and it worked.
That worked out well.
Well done.
That worked out very
Well
well. Have you guys ever seen that picture of like DK Metcalf standing next to the Indianapolis punter, where it's like both of these guys
Both
get
these
paid
players
millions of
are in the
dollars to play in the
NFL.
same sport?
These guys play the same
Yes,
sport.
and there's
So good.
man, that's good.
Good point here. We're looking at the Raiders probably to blitz a lot. Wink Martindale has put all on film. I think that's a big point. I think the Raiders are going to be blitzing a lot. I think if I was looking at it, I still didn't find the stat. I probably should have looked it up after the podcast because I said this on the podcast and I was probably wrong. But Raiders are one of the top 5 teams in blitzing this year as far as blitz packages go. So we really need to talk now. Moving on to talk about our offensive line, really need to step up on the blitz pickup. And going back to Javonte Williams, obviously with the ball in his hand, we think he's electric. With the ball out of his hand, the blitz pickup's been one of his issues. So that's something that we're really going to need to focus on and follow up on.
Do you think that's because he's so new? Like, is it just a newbie thing? Is that what's happening? He just doesn't have the feel for it?
I think it is.
Is that the right one?
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. I think it is a rookie thing for him, and I think it's more of a, learning how to play that portion of the position. Not that he didn't do it in college, because he definitely has the size to do it, and he does have the ability to do it. I think it's more of just understanding the reads and who he's actually supposed to pick up. Like we saw it last week. Pretty sure it was him. Don't quote me on this. It might have been Melvin Gordon that was in when Devin Bush had that huge sack on us and no one touched him. He came straight through the middle. Both the running back, whoever it was, and Massey took the outside guy and let the inside person just come straight through, and it made no sense.
We should look it up and talk about it on Bourbon on Tuesday.
Well, so here's just from a
Sorry,
coaching standpoint, offensive coordinator.
No,
standpoint
I'm not
on that
blaming
play.
you, John. No, I'm saying for me too, because it's not like I freaking know. Otherwise, I would jump all over and be like, blah, blah, blah.
So on that play, you read inside out, and that's everybody reads inside out unless it's a specific play call for pass protection. If certain blitzes weren't seen, that's inside out for the running back. So most of the blame is going to go on the running back. However, Graham Glasgow, I think, was back at that time on the right guard. Probably should have picked him up. And let the outside guy get picked up by the running back, and that's why he thought that way. But if he didn't see it by the time the ball was snapped, there's a lot of issues that go on there. Really what it comes down to is communication and being able to understand, making sure you're on the same page. And as Ayla would put, making sure that everybody's gelling. If everybody's gelling and understanding what's going on, that inside out pickup on pass protection goes so much smoother. And
But our offensive line is finally healthy again, right? 100%.
Yes, and 100%, and have a game under their belt. So they're feeling good. They're back breathing that good mountain air. Like they're in there.
Well, having Dalton Reisner back's huge, but also if one of those guys go out for whatever reason, I have a lot of faith in Muti. Muti has been playing very, very well.
Holding his own, yeah.
We just look susceptible against the blitz this year.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
So I'm hoping a healthy offensive line we can pick it back up.
I vote for him too.
All right, offensively, we need to figure out how to stretch the defense. He needs to get into his comfort zone, throw more deep balls. I think we just need to get first downs. We need to be able to drive the ball. We're way too comfortable not just being able to punt it. And it's not even a field position issue. We have a punter that can push the field position. It's not even a field position issue at this point. It's just being able to
position.
Sustain drives is our big one right now. Normally when you can't get a first down, you're talking about field position. You're like, okay, they have the ball now at the 40, at the 50, because we can't push it. But really, it's just sustaining drives and being able to sustain drives. I 100% agree, Andrew. Good call.
And we said that last week. I literally, we could replay the show from last week because it was like, what are the keys to the game? And I'm like, well, we have to keep our offense on the field longer to give our defense more time off of the field. And we did the freaking opposite of that, literally. And
that is 100% the key for today too.
It is,
Jerry,
because they just and with the air. No, he's not playing today. Judy today. He's not ready. They said maybe for Thursday night football. That might be the game he comes back for.
Yeah.
I think that's the point of pulling him off IR today or yesterday when they pulled him off the IR, to give him enough practices to be able to come back to the game. However,
but I don't want to do it too quickly because we've done that before, and then they get hurt again very quickly. And let's just talk about it. He's got skankles. They're really skinny ankles. So let's just keep that guy good for a while.
Yeah.
This is hard hitting facts from Orange Weekly. Jerry Judy's skankles.
Do you say stankholes?
No, skankles, skinny ankles. Instead of cankles, like calf ankles, they're skankles. They're skinny ankles.
Oh, I love it.
I like it. So I would not expect him back.
Hashtag skankles.
Skankles. Hashtag.
I've got them too. I understand. I mean,
but you don't play in the NFL.
Yeah, that's not nice, Ayla.
Not yet. I'm not nice. I'm real. What's not nice
Stop
about
talking
that?
about our players about their skankles. Like,
it's
can we not?
What do we want to have? Tree trunk legs? Like, he's got skinny ankles. Sorry if that sounds mean. It's not mean. It's real.
He's not playing today. I'd be surprised if he played Thursday. I think
he's not playing today.
We're expecting him back is the one after the Browns. I'm not even sure who we're playing then.
Why'd you guys invite me on here? I gotta go.
Because we love you, Ayla. That's why
we love you, Ayla.
You keep us entertained.
We get all of our ideas from you. So
his skinny ankles are by design, so he can make good cuts. And
Jude can cut it. I'm excited to have him back, though, and he looks happy and getting healthy faster than we thought he would. So I'm excited for that. He's not back today, but soon.
Yep.
Soon.
Yeah, so that's the other thing that we signed receiver John Brown, another speed slot receiver.
He was from the Giants.
I think last year he was on the Raiders.
Yeah, I think he's been bouncing around the last couple of years.
Or no, he was on the Bills.
That might have been it. Yeah.
And then before that, the Raiders. I can't keep up with.
All right, John, you are bad with these facts. Where is?
I corrected myself.
Where's David when we need David?
Yeah, hold on. Let's Googles. All right, John Brown. Maybe one of you guys can let us know before we find out. Yeah, that's so funny. I said the same thing. I saw the same. John Brown, the abolitionist. Yeah, no. So no, the ultimate point of here is John Brown's coming in to become kind of that. Yeah, he was on the Bills. So he's trying to come in to be that speed receiver that we thought more might be. We targeted him more, I think, 3 times. We really tried to get the ball to him, and it just didn't work out, unfortunately. And John Brown really kind of spreads the field if his speed is still the way it was. What do you got, John?
Well, his nickname is Smoky Smoke, or Smokey or Smoke, which I love. I'm just like, could you have a better nickname? Nope.
All right,
Smokey.
I take it back, Ayla. I was right. He was on the Raiders this year. They cut him in training camp.
Yeah, no, isn't that where we picked him up from?
Yeah.
Was the Raiders?
Yeah. I was right on both of those. Anyways, John Brown.
Oh, good for you. Oh, look. Everybody, let's give John a hand.
Clap at John.
He got something right. Slow clap.
I expect him, because he is a speed guy, to hopefully do some sort of imitation of Hamler in our offense.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, gosh, Hamler.
Because that is something we're missing, is we don't have that. Someone that can take the top off the defense.
Gonzalez.
And we're talking about in the AFC West, every other team has that inside slot guy that can take the top off. And Hamler was that guy, and unfortunately he's down. So, his best season was as
with
a
the Bills. I was no. I was
Yeah,
almost
he had a
right
huge
with
season
that.
with the Bills.
So take that, John.
Yeah,
I
two
was
years,
almost right.
1,000-yard receiver.
Was that back when Tyrod Taylor was their quarterback too?
I don't know if he
think so.
went that far back. Maybe he was on there for 3 years, so possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's start posting our score predictions. So everybody, please post your score predictions.
Thinking score predictions. I'm having a hard time with this. Are you guys? Because like usually I write it down ahead of time. I've got like some like foresight, and today we need more touchdowns, y'all. Is
Awesome.
everybody
Thank you
on
so much,
board
Chris.
with that? It's like we need more touchdowns today.
Look, I took the over on McManus just based on history because I know that it's really hard for us to get in the red zone. It's hard. So, yeah, guys, make sure you post your score predictions at the end of the year. If you get it right, make sure you message us to let us know you got it right. We'll go verify. We'll move on, and you get at the end of the year, us, TPPN, and DraftKings will give you a big prize. Don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty huge. I'm super excited about it. So make sure you guys are.
And it's amazing.
Make sure you guys
it's an A-list shirt.
It's A-list. Oh, it's an A-list shirt that says "I'm a dime piece," like Kyle Fuller.
Yeah, which A-list shirt is it?
Yeah, we have a lot of A-list shirts going on right now.
Want to talk about A-list shirts? Look at this, you guys.
Very nice.
Oh, I like it.
And it didn't come in dog size like Kevin's did.
I'm so happy that we can still roast on Kevin, even though he's at the game and having more fun than we are. I love it.
He's not having more fun than us.
We have some coming in. So what do you guys score predictions? I roll through these. Ayla, do you want to start or?
No, I got to write it down to make it real.
Okay, John, what you got?
Well, we have to get McManus 2 field goals, right? So that's got to be a must. So let's go 34 to 20. 34-20.
34-20. You think it's going to be a shootout?
34 points? Jeez Louise. Yeah. I'm saying
we're getting right this week.
What kind of small ass sticky
27-17.
27-17.
Because I didn't want to put it in the whole notebook. Like I ripped it off. I ripped off a little perfect corner.
You just got this like little like
27-17 Broncos.
You and Andrew are on the same page.
Unagi.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you got, Jared? You talking crap about my score prediction?
No, I'm not talking crap.
What's wrong with tiny papers?
I think it's gonna be. I think the score is gonna be 23 to 13. I think we get out quick and we control the ball.
Okay.
Broncos, have you been watching?
What's that? Well, look, if we could control the ball and control the ground game, which I think is what Pat Shurmur was trying to do last week, and just didn't work because he was out-coached. I don't think he's going to get out-coached this week, just based on the coaching stats and what they have going on and all the drama.
And they actually need a coach today.
Yeah, and they basically So the defensive coordinator is not any different. The linebackers can stop the run, but I think if we get out there and score first, I do believe finally we can score first and get out the lead. We control the clock with the run game because we have 3 running backs now that can control the run game fresh. I really do believe this could be a 23-13 game.
And please use Noah Fant today. I love that guy. Like, give him a chance to be as amazing as he is. It does him a disservice to not use him. Use Noah Fant. If the Broncos coaching staff can hear me, use Noah Fant. He's fucking awesome. He's gigantic. He's talented. Him and Tim Patrick, like, go. Do that over and over. And nobody expects it because we don't do it.
I will say this, though. I know I said earlier, Tim Patrick and Sutton's all we got. We also have Hinton, and he showed up last week with a couple nice catches. I would love to see him give out more. Like,
he got his first touchdown.
Everyone's like underrated, like loved kind of guy.
Cinderella.
That's your guy?
Yeah.
It's only because that Saints game last year. Ever since that Saints game, as soon as he was out there playing well during the preseason, we were like, sign the dude, put him on our team. And then he did. And then 2 injuries later, he's out there being one of our starting slot receivers. Amazing, great story. And you're right, first touchdown, couple catches. He played very well.
Yeah, and they weren't easy catches either. He had that one on the sideline that he barely got in, and that was awesome.
The sideline was super legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
But
so let's go.
Still throw it a fan.
Yeah, just throw it a fan. Yeah. Oh my goodness. We need fan to get involved big time. So let's go around the room. Last minute score. Last minute thought processes before this game kicks off in about 20 minutes here. Let's go around the room and tell us what you're expecting for this game. Any big matchups you're looking forward to, or just what your thought process is. Ayla, let's start with you.
Well, it's cute that you think. And oh gosh. Okay, so we are going to do a better job with protecting Teddy today because they are going to come at him. Everybody's, they're going to try and take him down. Use Teddy's arm because nobody thinks that he has one, but he does. And it's super accurate whenever he's doing his thing. So let the man throw the ball down the field. That being said, we need to still do our thing with defense, which we have thought was going to come out of the gates as an amazing Orange Crush 2.50, wherever we're at with that. Defense, please step it up and demolish the Raiders because this is our favorite rivalry. If I can actually put it into our favorite team to beat, it's the fucking Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Beat them and do it with our defense. Give our offense, a chance, but also let our offense do their thing. And can we get some first downs and touchdowns today? Then we'll win the game.
That was a lot. I would like our offense to give our defense a freaking chance and not go 3 and out every goddamn time.
Every goddamn time. I know.
Every goddamn time.
What's the record? It's like 20 something straight games without a touchdown in the first drive.
Let's do it. No, let's do it this time. It's a great time. I'm all about beating statistics.
Oh, this would be perfect way to stop this.
This would be this first one and the coin toss. We can't miss coin toss because that's a lot to do with the game.
December of 2019 is the last time we scored a touchdown on our opening drive. So I would love for that streak to be broken today. We've said that probably 3 times in a row now this year. Kevin and I think both have said that on the post game every single time.
Kevin probably said.
Yeah, we're gonna keep saying it until we break it. So I'm excited to do that today. What was that?
Yeah, let's do it. It's a perfect day. It's 75 degrees in Denver. They can't. The Raiders are from not Oakland, but Las Vegas and
drink. I've done so well.
Yes, we need.
And then getting the pass rush
score on the opening drive. More touchdowns, less slept downs. I can't think of anything fast enough, you guys.
That's okay. They can't all be winners.
All right, is that all you got, John?
Just that's all I got.
Pass rush
and score going as well.
Yeah. So,
Jared, what do you have?
Yeah, he's coming. Don't worry.
Except besides your second pair of sunglasses for.
Yeah.
How many sunglasses
do you keep next to you?
These are the. Hold on, I got it. These are the Broncos ones. So.
Sick. The Broncos.
We have to score more points than the Raiders at home.
I like it.
And we need to stop the offense from getting close to scoring so that we can win this game. Yep, that's my no. I really my real thought process is we need to get more pressure on the quarterback, and I think that's what it comes down to. Completely on the defense. We all know that our offense is struggling. And our defense has been carrying us basically through the last 4 to 5 years. Our defense has really been what carries us through the league. We need our defense to step up. They did not against the Steelers, and I think that this is a game to come back against a non-coach, an interim head coach who has nothing to lose. We cannot give up the big plays. I think if we give up more than one big play, then we are just absolutely screwed. Because we're afraid to take the big play. We're afraid to take the big shot, as I see it. Right, the eye test. It looks like we're afraid to take big shots
until it's too late,
until it's too late, right? And then
we can't just play fourth quarter football. Play as hard as you did in the fourth quarter the entire game, and we will win.
Absolutely.
And this
just push the ball downfield.
And this was last year,
Yeah.
And this was last year. We can't. It's so hard to come from behind. Give us a shot by halftime. and we can win. It's
Yes,
so hard to
absolutely.
come from behind. It's really fun, but it's hard. So just do it up from the beginning. Let's break that record today and score on the first drive.
Yeah.
How about that?
That'd be great.
Absolutely.
That sounds good to me.
How
Sounds
about
good.
that? How
Score-
about them
score
apples,
first.
as Matt Damon
Score
would
first,
say.
control the clock, control the ball, take more time of possession. I think that's a huge piece. If we get more time possession this week, I think
Time
we
of
win.
possession. I know it was nasty last week when they kept popping that up for the Steelers game. They just had
It's-
it the
yeah.
entire time.
Absolutely unreal.
This is
So-
like we said before, for a team that's 3-2, and like what, tied for first in the division, or
Yeah.
this is as close to a must-win
I think
game.
I think the Chiefs came up.
Yeah, they did, but
Yeah.
still, they're not.
But
yeah.
if we win this game,
We will be
game, we'll be first in the division.
For a
With the
team in
Chargers
that,
lost today.
You know what I got to say about all of that, you guys?
I knew you were gonna bring him out. I heard the clinking. You got him. You got him going.
very nice. This
Awesome.
is
Well,
Yeah.
go ahead, John.
no, you're good.
All I was going to say is, hey, everybody, thanks for commenting. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be here regardless. Win, lose, or draw. Denver Broncos are here. Orange Weekly's here to root on our Denver Broncos. Without any further ado and nothing else to be said, let's go ahead and give a big cheers and a go Broncos.
Broncos! Ah.
Do what I like, yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, if it's right, and I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go, yeah, they know I'm a pro.